So I've been looking for these to expand again. So as we saw commercials take money off the table, we'll look for them to get back as these guys get less short, mainly through short covering. Look for new shorts to come in. I just mentioned that because if we're looking at this being a trap, obviously bigger picture, I'm still aware of the opportunity for something that gets back up into these areas. So COT aside, this is still buyers stepping in at higher and higher levels. So that's our big picture, which I'm looking for this to show signs of supporting this. And then in the shorter time frame, I'm looking for actually whether or not the market can get caught here short term. So I'll see if we get some fireworks with unemployment. So for now, that's all I care about is here and here. Nothing else. What I want to try to get a gauge of is whether or not all of this aggression in here on the long side is actually some bigger players coming in. Now, the difficulty with this, of course, is if you're really measured in how you go about doing business, you're not going to be lifting offers. You're going to be using limit orders, aren't you? Right? And so we don't see that. So you've got to try to piece it together. There's certainly an opportunity in here to grab something, particularly if we get all of this business here on side. Boom, that would be the data. Initially, see all this business, so that's just puking, and now we can pretty much ignore this because it's all very illiquid, and we're in a really low acceptance area. You just have to look at the footprint. It's single-digit prints galore. I'm not seeing any shift away from that. We're not seeing business gravitate to down here, and even if it does, it's unlikely to happen straight away, isn't it? And one of the things that's good about not looking at the short-term charts, you're not going to trade off the long-term profile, are you? And so it creates perspective. You look at that and you're not sitting there chasing stuff. So there's pockets of like 30 odd lots going through on the buy side, between 30 and 40. So to me, it looks like someone's accumulating. So here's some liquidation. Watch now for this to go whoop. Short term, like this is clearly to the downside. Here's what I was just talking about before. Watch this to go. You get so familiar with it, you know the next frame of the movie. But it's not watch a push up, let's get long. But this is all just very miniature observations, no real sort of context of where we can go bigger picture. So this is the low of last week. And what happened from that low? Big move up. Can't take out last week's low. Can't take out last week's low. And still can't take out last week's low. But what's significant about this is what happened here. Like this was the point of origination for a move back. This is where the business is. So from here, this took us to here. That's all I'd be looking at here also. So this accumulation that I was talking about, it's still going on, pockets of 40s. So what I'm trying to do is not just come up with this, we can't get past the weekly lows. I'm trying to put lots of dots together. So remember, I'm thinking about what's going on with the COT, not just one isolated thing. And the good thing is, I don't get into a trade until we see something that gives us a low risk opportunity, because we can execute, at least in the short term, we can get on side and then get a bit of cushioning. What I see all the time when I read social media is this failure of traders to have a catalyst, an idea about why the market's going to move. They're very pattern based. So you need a backbone to the trade. And then you also have people who have a wild hypothesis and they put all these things together, but their timing is absolutely lousy. You can see some fairly well-crafted arguments for why, for example, to go short Tesla at $100 not that long ago. That's now 200. You wouldn't classify them as a retail trader. So we're trying to be that person, but what we can then do is wait for the market to align with it. And that's how we don't get hurt. And that's the trick. It seems so obvious when I say it, yet I constantly see it not happening from not just inexperienced, uninformed, unskilled traders. See it at a higher level. It's like they miss the memo. All right, so we know that someone's been accumulating. Right, so that's the opportunity for us, isn't it, in there? Now, remember what I was talking about? This profile. See how this lines up with this profile?